Hello. I can tell mobile viewers are still in an ad break because of the delay. So I'm not going to do anything important yet. I'm not going to flip over to the screen, but I'm here. It's time to start. Hello. How are we all doing today? And I will ask that again once the ads stop. The delay between what happens on desktop and what happens on mobile is absolutely insane. Just for the record. Hey stars, how you doing? Sorry, I literally inhaled a piece of my breakfast this morning, so I'm still a little coffee here. Okay, one more ad for mobile and then they're free, or at least mine is free. I have my my iPad up with my own stream on it so that I can tell how bad the delay is. Because I'm that kind of girl. I'm also realizing I didn't put my phone in streaming mode, which I should do. I always forget something. Oh! We love a little bit of energy. We don't like when it's a sign of something else happening. I always have to be aware when I feel energized because it might actually be that I'm going into a manic episode and I'm going to be like really crazy and start 5 projects in the next 2 days and then never finish any of them. Okay, welcome back, mobile viewers. Sorry that ad break was so long, but it does mean that we don't have any pre-rolls for an hour, so let me switch over to our scene here. Look, I started without you. Also, I have started putting some origami stars in our little jar here. I have added that as a channel point redeem. This one, this little black one right here, is the only glitter paper I have right now, so those are not enabled yet. I did order more glitter paper because I feel like that's essential to our fun times, is to have some glitter stars in there. But I'm gonna get us started with a couple of them. Just while we sit here and think about life as we do. I have a bunch of different kinds of paper left over from when I was crazy about doing these. So some like this are glow in the dark. Yeah, the glitter paper should be here by next stream, so by Tuesday. And then it will be on the redemption options. I also have some Totoro paper that I had no memory of purchasing, but I found it when I was digging through my stuff. So this is mostly me practicing stars because I haven't done it in a while. So I did those two just to be like, I vaguely remember how to do this, right? Maybe. So, yeah. Oh, it won't let you redeem the star. Interesting. I wonder why. Let me see what's going on. It does require you to put in what color you want, which may be part of the issue there. You can do the teeny one because I didn't ask for a color command for that one. Let's see, maybe I should not. Hey Astra, how's it going? I love Rebecca Rooney's freaking emotes, they're so cute. Yeah, there we go, okay. So I will, oh sorry, I'm all sniffly too. The seasons are changing. So do you want purple for the tiny one too, or would you like a different color? Because there are a lot of options. As you can see, I'm a little bit obsessive about things. No worries, stars. It can be confusing. For sure. Let me see what kind of purple I have in this box over here. I have this purple for regular size. You can tell how long it's been since I did these because there's this purple that has Totoro on it. I also have some darker purple, a little darker, not much darker in these. You can tell how long it's been since I did these because all of the paper is stored in a wine box, and I stopped drinking like 2 years ago. So, which purple would you prefer? My nose is running and I hate it. And all of this, I will be perfectly honest, is a mess. I should reorganize it at some point. I will finish this one while you consider. Lighter one, green for the tiny one. All right. I did look into a bot that will count how many times you redeem this, but the only one that I knew of that really worked was for Windows only. So for this jar, we aren't going to be able to track. Hopefully soon, I will be able to track how many times you've redeemed that, but 'tis not this day. There we go. And difficult. This way. And again, I haven't done these in a while. I do have like a huge jar of stars downstairs. So maybe if something exciting happens, or like somebody donates bits, I'll consider it an addition to the stars and add like a handful from my personal jar to the thing. Thank you. So the painting that you can't really see right now, I started the other day. It's for the first prompt of Stream Ink, which is a command, !stream ink. If you don't know what that is or feel like getting the information directly from their website. But the first prompt for this year is stellar. There, a little purple star. Just for you, just for stars. Stars for stars. I need to record that sound. Okay, now we have to decide what kind of green you want. So we have like a nice bright green. We have kind of like a darker general green. And I think there's some minty ones in here too. I think I saw that, yeah. Or a little minty green. Yeah, I've already started. So I finished the little rat boy, Bartholomew, that we started last time on my own. The darker one already. And so I finished that one, so I have one done. This one I started, and hopefully we can finish it today. And I have a third one with the sketch down that I can get started on. Also, one of the prompts this year is origami, which we happen to be doing right now. And I did not plan that this way, but maybe we're doing filling the jar with origami stars as a performance piece for the origami prompt. Like said, the darker one, yeah. Boop, boop, boop. It's been a while since I did the tiny ones. We'll see how this goes. It's not too bad, hopefully. But I made a bunch of what's the word? Ornaments filled with little stars. I think we still have some down at my parents' house because I did them as like gifts for people my dad worked with. Just kind of like general ones that we could hang on the tree for his work events. I think there are still some down there. A lot of people didn't want to take them for reasons I'm not entirely clear on, but you know. I always like, especially for those work events, ooh, this paper was cut crooked. Past Katie, get it together, girl. Especially for those kind of events where like the big bosses will always get a present from their employees. I like to have something like little for like the student employees or the newbies or whatever, so that they can get a little gift too and not feel super left out. So I made little ornaments. That was a while ago. That was back in like 2018 maybe. The teeny tiniest little star. Look at him, he's so small. It's just a little guy. And just to compare here, I will show. This is like the regular size star. This is our teeny tiny little baby boy. He's so little. Alright, I have a couple more here that I'm going to add in for you to get started, because as the command says, or I think I made the command say that. I made it a few days ago. Once the star is filled, it will trigger a sticker giveaway. So it's kind of, my idea was kind of like, I don't know if other countries do this. In the US, where I grew up at least, if you, I think I did this backwards. I did. That's fine though. You'd have like a class goal in elementary school, and when you hit the goal, you'd get to have a pizza party. I kind of wanted to do those vibes. So I can definitely do a sticker giveaway at some point in my streaming life, career, whatever you want to call it. I would like to do sleepover vibe streams where we just kind of like hang out and, I don't know, do nails and tell a spooky story or something. So maybe that could also be a jar goal, is a sleepover stream. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It is like, it might have been more common at my school because I went to some place that was pretty affluent. So that might make a difference in the amount of pizza parties that you had. Getting these started is the hardest part because you're like tying a knot with paper. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like in our adult lives, we don't have enough whimsy. We're expected to do like boring, silly things by ourselves all the time instead of having like a group effort for a treat. So that was kind of the vibe that I was going for. I feel like I'm forgetting something important, but like, I don't know what it would be. Exactly, we need more whimsy. We need to do more things that don't really have a purpose in our lives, I think. There, I added an orange one. It's basically fall here. Like, the leaves are almost all the way off the trees at this point, So yeah, I will mark those as redeemed. Actually, I had, am I blind? It's literally right behind my head. I was gonna say, I have my sketchbook here. I'm just gonna start, and it's so fat because I stuffed it full of cut paper. I'm just gonna start a like written list about who did stars so that we know. Toasted Stars has done two stars, one regular, one tiny. Then I added a few, which I'm not going to count because I am part of the group, but not like that. Okay, so to the business at hand. I started this, so the first prompt is stellar, so I've done a little galaxy here to make it super obvious, and then I'm putting a stellar sea lion in front of it. Oh, there is salt everywhere under here. Maybe I should have cleaned that up before stream. It's fine, it's fine. Which makes it a pun. So we've got a stellar sea lion, which is spelled differently than star stellar, in front, and we're gonna try to paint that today and see how that goes. I made it so cute. I'm really excited about it. I don't know how visible that is. Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. And there's now salt everywhere. I did do salt in the background for the galaxy part, but I did it wrong because I got impatient. And so it adhered to the painting and I had to scrape it off. That was really pleasant. Not. I also did a new brand of masking fluid just to make sure these lines were good, and we're gonna see how badly it tears the paper because it's been on there for a few days. A little bit, but not too bad. Okay. It is pulling up my pencil marks, which I should have expected, but we can live with that. I do think that I took a photo of it before I started adding stuff to it, so it'll be fine. That satisfying latex pull right there. This brand is so much better than what I was using already. I was using Winsor & Newton masking fluid, and it is just atrocious, honestly. This is Peebo brand. Peebo, I think. And this is already just like miles above what I was using. Come on, buddy. Peel, 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 peel. This bit I might have done a little bit too thin. There we go. Yeah, got a little bit adhered there. That's fine though. It will be fine. I may have... Oh no, that's actually paint. Okay, never mind. We're fine. I may have made an error today by not putting on real pants before I came out here. It's cold. So I'm gonna steal a blanket from the couch and put it on my lap. It's got dinosaurs on it. Eggy. It is Paleo Pines Day, isn't it? Didn't it come out today, officially? So dinosaur is the theme. Okay, painting sea lion. One of the big differences for Stellar Sea Lion came out on Tuesday. Okay, I'm a bit behind. Yeah, this is a brand of blanket that Kohl's sells, which I'm guessing that's a US only brand. I don't know, but their blankets are called the Big One, and they're like a 5 foot by 6 foot fuzzy blanket. And I own so many of them because they come in cute patterns. So I have 2 on my bed. I have 1 specifically on my couch. We have 2 for Greg, and then we have another one for the other couch. I need to be cozy at all times or I will die. So you need fuzzy blankets. I also live someplace where it's like legit cold, and our house is old, so it doesn't retain heat all that great in comparison. Where is my... There it is. I am going to add some metallic stars to the background too, I think. This is my pearlescent watercolors. I call them metallic, same difference. But I don't know that I want to do that quite yet. At some point that will happen. But let me pull up my... Yeah! Reference image. That's the rest of my sentence. I really did not realize how poorly my brain functions until I started streaming. The amount of times that I will start saying something and then immediately forget what I said. Like, I'll be in the middle of saying it and forget. It's like incredible. So there's the reference image I'm kind of using. I changed the angle and I made it cuter and stuff like that, but general pose. So yeah, I do think that I'm gonna do maybe some more star pattern where the blue on the fins is, just to make it more stellar. I also don't know what underpainting I want to do for this. Maybe orange. orangey yellow. Oh, it's also the last day to vote in the Color and Focus challenge, or poll. I know words. So if anybody wanted to become a patron right now and join in on that fun, you could make a vote. I did use like a lot of pigment for the background. It maybe would have been smarter to do the background afterwards because of how much pigment I used. So it might lift, and if I'm not careful, and mess with the sea lion here a little bit. But also, sometimes you just gotta live your life. Because that style also requires like a lot of water, which makes it a little difficult to dry in between stages. I think we have a little bit of masking fluid right there. There we go. So it's kind of a trade-off, and sometimes you just gotta go with what you're doing. Oh, also today. Today's an exciting day. Is the day that the art challenge for one of the other streamers that I watch, Elena, is getting revealed, which means I can finally show people the art piece that I did for it, which I've just been sitting on because I did it the first day the challenge opened. And I'm really excited about it because it's something that it's like a style that I haven't really done before, I think. But I can't show it yet because she's going to look at them on stream. And I know that she has lurked here before, so I don't want to spoil it. But you can look forward to seeing that on social medias later today. But she's going to be going through and giving her reactions to all the art people did on her stream, which will be cool. I'm excited to see what she thinks. It was a limited color palette challenge. Although it wasn't really that limited. It was a color palette challenge. I made it a limited color palette challenge. Let me do this. I've talked about Elena before, but if you aren't following Elena, you should be, because she is just the cutest little patootie in the entire world. And she is precious. She's just absolutely precious. I say this because I say it that way in particular because I am significantly older than she is. Like I could have babysat her. Okay. I think yellow was the right call for yellowy orange was the right call for the underpainting there. One of the things about seals and sea lions is they have such a specific sheen to their fur that I'm concerned that if I don't get that right, it's not going to read as well. But I also know that I drew the base shape well enough that it's pretty obvious what it is. Even if you don't know what a stellar sea lion is, you can tell that it's a marine mammal. That's just one of those things where your brain is like, oh, you should worry about this. I actually don't think I do need to worry about that. Thank you, though. Very helpful of you. If the stream gets too dark or too light, please let me know. I don't have my ring light on today because it's like bright enough outside that I think this is okay, but I can't always tell because I'm focusing. Where do I want to start? I do need to remember to give it whiskers in the end, but that's going to be a gel pen thing. I could... How do I want to do this? I think that I want to start with a bigger brush and do some burnt umbery vibes. I really have salt just everywhere in my life now that I put salt on that painting the other day. I also have white splatters of paint from doing the background everywhere. At least it was white. I did splatters once with red for one of my dream journals, and as you might suspect, that was a bit dramatic in the look. I'm just gonna start laying in shadow layers with some burnt umber here. And I think maybe I want to do, this is a new decision that I've just come up with. I think maybe I want to do the stellar kind of symbol on. Brain, can you make a sentence, please? Pretty please? We're trying so hard. I kind of want to do a star pattern on these, the ends of the fins and flippers. Flippers? Is it just flippers? And make it glow a little bit, maybe, which would involve lifting the color out of the back a bit, but I think I can manage that. We'll see. Yeah, for sure. Seals and sea lions, and then have like a sheen to them, and then sea otters, their fur just like absolutely sucks in light because of how dense it is. It's wild. I've seen them in person because of where I live, and I've gotten to do kind of the touristy thing up here. But if you haven't seen it in person, it is so obvious and weird. It's Trisha! Hi Trish, how's it going? We have a couple options for green. Let me dig them out for you. Here, please. Thank you. So I have like a bright neon green here. I have a darker green. I think I have some minty green in here somewhere. I do have one that has Totoro on it. Little Totoros. That's kind of a minty green. And I might just have a plain mint green in here somewhere. Everything is a mess. Yes, I do. Here we go. Can you tell that these have just been sitting around doing nothing for literal years? It doesn't show up super well on cam, but this is the minty green. Or we could do the minty green with the Totoro. Your choice. Okay. Thank you. This background is the one where I did the salt wrong and I had to scrape it off with like a butter knife. It went great. So I'm glad it looks good. Sometimes you just do things wrong and you just keep going with it and it's fine. Yeah, I got lucky. I thought maybe I was going to have to get the background wet again to peel it all off, but it seemed okay. But I don't know, maybe if it gets wet again in its future home or whatever, it will end up crystallizing, which I think would be kind of fun, actually. Oh, there's a weird memory that came up from my mind. When I was little, my mom used to put salted peanuts in my lunch. I remember this specifically. I think it was in 2nd grade. Here we go. Little mint star for Trisha Hall into the bucket. Boop, boop, boop. And let me do that too. I think everybody here knows Trisha by now, but I'm gonna do that anyway. My mom used to put salted peanuts in my lunch, and I don't really like peanuts very much. I don't know, I find the taste not pleasant and the texture also not pleasant, but I love salt. I have been a salty individual since my childhood, and it has not abated. So I would always lick the salt off of the peanuts and then put them back in the bag and put them back in my lunch because I didn't want to eat them. And eventually I did that so many times to the same batch of peanuts that they crystallized in the bag because of the salt that was like vaguely left on them, and then the re-moisture from me just licking the salt off of them. My mom was like, "You haven't been eating these at all?" I was like, "No, I don't like them." So that, I don't know, that's a weird memory my brain just popped out. I haven't thought about that in a long time.
I'm a shapeshifter, I can be anyone.
We are already getting to that point where I just ignore the reference image and just do my own thing. I'm really bad about that. Where I'll just like start going, I'll be like, oh, okay. Yes, I understand how that works, but I don't like it. I'm gonna do it my way. Which I guess is part of the style, but also means that things often don't come out looking like how I want them to because I'm ignoring the reference image. I don't know, my mom was always really good about not making us eat things we didn't like, but I still didn't like throwing a hissy fit about anything. Let's see here, this definitely needs to be darker. Get there. I have changed a little bit from my reference photo of the positioning of the head and stuff like that, so I do have to make a little bit of it up, but we'll be fine. Where else are some shadows down here that I have looked at? I don't know, I did a lot of weird stuff as a kid. Like, I'm a weird adult. There's no question about that. I was an even weirder kid. There was a while where I got obsessed with Irish potato farmers. Historically, my family is Irish and Dutch mostly, but I got really, because my last name is Irish. But I got so obsessed with Irish potato farmers. I read like every single book that my library had about them, and I ate raw potatoes for breakfast for a while, like apples, because that's what they did out in the field for their breakfast, I read in a book. When I was a toddler, I used to steal sticks of butter and hide them in my room to eat. I'm just weird, man. There's no way around it. I am a strange individual. Like, I don't know, some days, if you were a strange child and are still a strange adult, sometimes you look back on things and you're like, yeah, okay, I didn't deserve to be bullied, but I can understand why other kids did think I did. Weird kid. I've always been like weird with history too. So one of my birthday parties I had was Oregon Trail themed, which is a little less weird if you know that I grew up in Oregon. But it's still kind of weird. Kind of weird that a kid decided to have an Oregon Trail birthday party. I think that was the year that everybody decided that they shouldn't talk to me anymore in elementary school. Because I invited all the popular kids over, right? Because when you're young, you invite everybody in the class, right? So I invited all the popular girls over and made them embroider things with me. And I think that was when my possibility of being popular really, really diminished immediately. Heck yeah, aggressively weird kid. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I really think that teenager and early 20s, you really are trying to fit in more than anything else. So you're trying to figure out how to do all of the stuff that you've been told you should do. And at some point in your late 20s, early 30s, you realize, hey, all these rules are actually bullshit. And you try to like get back to the enthusiasm for things that you had that was kind of like beaten out of you, for lack of a better term there.
I feel the kick drum, dull hum from your dark sound devouring eyes.
I do think I want to go over this. I almost just stuck my paintbrush in the origami bin. That's not going to help anything. Yeah. Because I don't know. I spent the majority of my elementary school life being that weird kid who everybody picked on, and it really sticks with you for a longer time than you expect it to. So like when people ask me questions, still to this day, I get worried that it's a trap that they're setting for me, because that's how I grew up. Was people asking you about yourself was actually a trap. And at some point you just got to go, well, I'm going to live my life no matter what. You guys can be dicks about it, but you know what? I'm not going to let you control what I'm doing anymore. If it's a trap, then that's on you. That's a fault with you, not with me. Yeah, I at least was mostly freed from people asking you out as a date as a prank, because I got hot in high school and suddenly everybody was very interested. So I at least didn't have to deal with that so much, which is its own level of emotional warfare, really.
All you wanted was a little taste.
So I can at least notice where I got lucky with that stuff.
You should stop, you know you should, but nothing else can make me feel this good.
Yeah. A lot of times people are just like, oh, well, kids are cruel. And I'm like, adults did that shit to me too, you know? So what's crueler, the kid who hasn't learned better yet, or the adult that encourages them? I know my answer. Mr. Carlson, if you're still out there, go fuck yourself. He probably isn't. That was a long time ago. But point stands. I do think that I need to do some more shading here, but maybe in some lighter colors, so maybe some ochre. Yeah, that was one of my teachers in elementary school, and he was really a bully himself. He got suspended at one point for actually hitting a kid. At least that was the rumor. I guess I don't know that, like, legit. But that was the rumor around town, was that he got a suspension for doing that, which is, yeah, something. But he definitely, his solution to me being bullied and having issues was to keep me in at recess. And occasionally he joined in with other kids making fun of me. Those are the memories that I have of him. Yeah. Not great. And like, I totally understand that I was a difficult kid a lot of the times, just because I never did homework ever. And I was never very good at cleaning up after myself, which as an adult now I'm realizing is because I'm neurodivergent. And I wasn't getting the support that I needed. But as a kid and in the era I grew up in, I can understand why that was difficult for teachers to deal with. I also was planning to be an elementary school teacher when I started college, and that's not how it ended up. But I decided that I couldn't deal with it. But can understand how it's difficult to deal with, especially with as few resources as you're given. But also, I was just a kid. Can you not be a dick to me for 5 minutes? My parents moved to the place I grew up specifically because it was one of the best public school systems in Oregon. And boy, did it mess me up. Which is not really anybody's fault. It's just the way the system is designed. I don't think anybody gets out of our school system without being traumatized, if I'm being honest. It's worse for some of us than others, but there really is some stuff going on. One of my orders is shipped. Which one? It's a mystery. I think I need a little bit more watercolory texture up here. I'm trying to decide if I want to tone this color down because it's not really accurate, but I do think that it looks really good. I think adding more brown to it will mellow it out a little bit, but it's still going to stay pretty vibrant. But I think since I need to do the kind of blue-black on the fins, it will look really nice. Yeah, for sure, Astra. And I think that's a problem with a lot of elements of society we're forced to deal with, is that because they're made for like the 3 fully normal people in the world, they're traumatic for everybody else. What are you still? Okay. Let's deepen some of this up then. With a smaller brush. Oh, also, I was talking to people yesterday about the little crochet brush wipes that I made. And some people seem to think that it's going to be worth me selling them. So if anybody's interested in those, just like let me know. I'm going to need to make one if I want to sell them. I'm going to need to make one and time how long it actually takes me to figure out pricing for them. But I'm betting that the amount that I'd have to price them for would not be of interest to most people. But my brain kind of latched on to making them, and so I made like 6 of them in a day and a half because my brain refused to give me serotonin unless I was doing that. So I do have some extras sitting around. I also need to figure out if acrylic will work as well as the cotton does, or will be functional enough. It probably won't be as good as the cotton just because of how cotton works, but I was worried when I started this that I was like doing something way above my skill level and it was going to look like trash and I was going to be really unhappy with it, but this is actually turning out pretty dang well already. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. Brother Bean is home. Hi, Brother Bean. Thank you, I appreciate that. I've really gotten a lot better with watercolor skills, and I will definitely credit Trish with a lot of that. Just being able to watch how she works helps me a lot to figure out what I should be doing. And definitely with layering, which was always a weak spot, because I'm impatient. I want to do everything all at once. It does help now that I actually have a hairdryer to use for sure. So I definitely used that on the background a couple times. I was also recording that, which is part of why um, I was impatient to get it done. Because I really should, even though they aren't super popular, I would like to put more uh, longer time lapses up on my YouTube instead of just doing shorts like I have been doing. Just because that's what I like watching, so. Yeah, that's fair, Trisha. I think I'm pretty good at just going hard with color and in general. I definitely pick a color and go, you know what? Let's do the most extreme version of this possible. Because like, are stellar seals really this color? No. Am I gonna make it this color? Yes. It's my art and I get to choose the rules. Oh, other yarn is here. I got some yarn to do another one of the streaming prompts, which I've mentioned to a couple of people. I'm gonna make a gigantic crocheted eyeball pillow for eyes. It is just one eye, but I'm just gonna let it go. Which could also count for stitched since I'm crocheting it. But I have another idea for stitched, so. Shocker, I know. Me, the person who sews, has an idea for stitched. Who knew? I like these smaller brush sizes, but they definitely don't hold water the same way. It always takes me some getting used to. I am combining some of the prompts. I did make progress since we talked about them last. I did do some drawings and, well, I say drawings. They're like half sketches. And I am combining some. The one that I'm not totally sold on yet is fairy and onesie. Because I think what I want to do is do like a little girl or a child in a onesie with fairy wings on and title it Laundry Day. Just because I feel like Laundry Day is the day that people let their kids dress however they want. And I feel like that's fun. If I was ever going to have children, we could have weird dress up days on Laundry Day. I'm not gonna, but that's an idea. Take it if you want it. I mean, kids always have like weird outfits they want to wear, which is so valid and cool of them.
Best be careful, don't get familiar with the caving ground.
I think I want to do maybe some blue shadows on this to bring it together instead of just brown. Definitely need to deepen shadows in here too, otherwise that's going to get really muddied. Trying to do it awesome. Got enough folds here. All right. You need to do some shadow behind the fin here. Fin flipper? I don't know. I don't know anatomy of anything. This is what I'm learning from streaming art. Anatomy? Who's that?
Carve your eyes up like
Don't know
cast
'em.
in pavement. You know you don't need them. Try not to scream when you see what we
I do think I want to do the eye actually black, but I'll probably do that
do.
nearer the
Strange
end.
things,
Same with the
wild
nose.
eyes inside slowly
I think
moving
I'll lighten this up just a little bit on the
like
lip.
dream.
There. Maybe add a little bit of pink to it, which again is not vibing with the reference image, but it's my art and I make the rules. So that's for when it dries down a little bit. My laptop does seem to be behaving today. It's a lot less hot than it has been. I updated some various softwares and deleted some other stuff that shouldn't have been there in the first place, and reset the thermal regulation stuff, which I think helped. For people who weren't here last time, my laptop overheated and reset itself while I was streaming, which was really fun. But I think I got it covered. She is chugging, but not as bad as she has been. Although I think I mentioned this already, but I was looking into software that some of the other streamers I watch use for counting channel point redeems, because I wanted to kind of have a count for how many stars people had added to the jar, but the software was Windows only, which is unfortunate for me as a Mac user, although hopefully soon that will change. Do have some more shade up here a little bit. I also should do some shading around here so that the whiskers stand out a little bit more as we get those on. There are a couple places where like the line between the background and the sea lion itself are a little wonky. So I'll need to decide how I want to do those. Sorry, I shouldn't click my tongue. I'm sure that's really loud. It's just one of my many sounds that I do when I am thinking. Because really, if you don't make sounds when you're thinking, what do you do? that here is super obvious. It's probably too small to really see very clearly, but just looks like a weird spot on his head. What the shading on the face through here. I think I let that dry and then do maybe some Payne's Gray to darken various shadows. Do I want to do Payne's Gray for the eye too, or do I want to do black? Undecided. Okay, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm just gonna build some more origami stars to add to your pot for you, because I can. Because I do have some paper that's like kind of pearlescent. Let's add some of that in there. For kicks and giggles. I do also have exactly one glitter color, which I set someplace. I'm not sure where, but it's black glitter, which is not very pretty on camera, in my opinion. I did order more glitter though, so soon. So maybe I'll add some more black glitter just for kicks. So I think the set that I got also comes with black. Star paper is like super cheap, which is wild. You can also use quilling paper if you can't find star paper locally, if you want to. Although quilling paper is often different sizes, so I forgot how thick this paper is. It makes folding it a little bit more difficult to make the points. I also do the points different than a lot of people do, so because I use my fingernail to push them in instead of just like popping it like some do. That one just decided to collapse on itself. That's fine. It's a little bit of a mood, friend. I feel like this looks a lot, the sea line, looks a lot more yellow in person than it does on camera, which isn't shocking, just is interesting to me. Which maybe I should tone it down more, maybe I shouldn't. We'll see. For somebody who really doesn't like making decisions, I sure did pick a profession where I have to make a million decisions all the time. Art is just all decisions. What the hell? What did I do to myself? Can't believe I've done this.
Are you in need of assistance? I can assist with my fists too. A little turn and a twist too.
Like, how dare I do this
My
to
better
myself?
at a distance. If we join arms,
Now
we
let's add some hot pink.
can become more than one. We
Some of those pages came off of the
back
thing.
and forth
All of
till
these
the world
origami papers often come as a
ooh, when you feel
kind of like a notebook where it has the binding agent at the top. So sometimes the pages come off, especially if they're ancient and have been sitting around for a while. Yeah, for sure, Trish. Rolling dice is one of my favorite ways to figure things out, honestly. Which is part of why I did that color palette thing so that you could roll a D100. Because, like, at a certain point, I've made enough decisions. There are some decisions that are easier than others, too, for sure. We used to joke with my best friend because he'd come over to watch shows with my brother and then we'd order dinner. We used to joke that we needed to get one of those spinner toys that kids have that have like different animal sounds where they land on them and put different places to order from on the spinner so that it would decide for us. Jim Jack, you're right. You're right. Thank you, bot. Oh, I didn't add a raid command either. That's something I should do at some point. I don't know. We're still pretty small, so I feel like having a raid command is not that big of a deal at this point. But I did finally come up with an idea that I didn't hate, so. Yeah, exactly, Astra. That's exactly. I couldn't remember what those were really called. I have approximate knowledge of many things. Okay. I think that's fine. I also think I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me a moment. Excuse me. Okay. So I think for the little stars and stuff I want to do on the fins, we're going to start with maybe a Prussian blue, just because I have that and it's new, so it's exciting to me. And do a couple water blooms in it to put stars in. So we'll see how that goes. And if I'm wrong and this is still too wet, it's going to make a mess, but we can figure it out. It'll be fine. And it may end up looking a little greeny because I put the yellow in the background. Yeah, so I can just tell you guys, it's not like it's a secret. I was just thinking something like the Bean Brigade is putting their sticky little hands on your stream. Just something that vibes with the kind of gremlin energy that I believe that I exude. And I definitely say I'm putting my grubby little hands on it, like, way more than I maybe should. Because I definitely have used the term grubby gay hands, like, way more often than I think anybody ever intended. I do think the light green tinge to this is making it so that it's different enough from the background, which is good. I could really just add that in chat right now if I wanted to, but that's like effort. So, yeah, one of the issues with the word bean on Twitch is that it occasionally reads it as a racial slur. Um, so if somebody has their settings turned up really high for their auto mod, that might cause some issues. Because I definitely have gotten flagged for saying brother bean before as a racial slur, which is something. Which, like, I get. I do not want to use a racial slur for sure. I think perhaps that's a little over enthusiastic, but I can understand the purpose behind it. But it does make figuring out how to say bean on this website a little difficult. I don't know if I want to smooth that transition a little bit or not. Let's see. For now, let's do a couple little water blooms in here. So that we have clear spaces to put some stars. Yeah, for sure. But I've sometimes gotten smacked by auto mods in places where I wouldn't expect that to be an issue. So it's just, I don't think it's going to be like a huge issue, just something to be aware of if I decide to go with that. But I do think bean fade is cute. So, and I like alliteration. There, that looks nice. Okay. We also need to do that on the flippers down here, which I didn't really put a line for it because it's kind of all like that in the reference photo, but I think I'm going to make it more similar up here because, again, this isn't really nature. I can make up my own rules. So I think kind of like along this direction. I'm gonna have to make some decisions about who to raid later because I think that there's going to be 2 different people streaming that I want to go hang out with, which is an issue of spending time on Twitch, is that you find people that you want to hang out with and then suddenly they stream at the same times. Oh no, and all good, Astra. Figure out what's wrong with your space. It is wild to me that I can get some of these songs that don't have any words at all stuck in my head. I had the song that I choose to start up with, Tropical Hysteria. I had that stuck in my head for like a solid 3 days the other day. And it's wild because you can't even get it out of your head by remembering the lyrics because there are no lyrics. I'm apparently gonna sneeze again. Hang on a sec. Sneezy day today. It is season changing, which always messes with me. Excuse me. That was a bigger water plane than I meant to do. That's fine though. as super obvious on here as it is on the front flippers. Is that the right word? I don't know. I do think I've made these edges a little bit messy, which is going to annoy me. So let's work on that a little bit. That's better. Okay. Now what is the question? I think that I want to do stars on the flippers and stuff in the same metallic, but I'm going to add some highlights from the background, so that's going to be an end task. The pearlescent stuff really reactivates super fast if you do anything on top of it, so I want to make sure that I have everything set before I add that. Let's see, we can blend out this a little bit for fin marks, flipper marks. I'm not a marine biologist, just in case anyone was wondering. Well, college did have a marine biology class, but it did not fulfill a GER, so there was not much incentive for me to take it other than just finding it interesting. I think I need to add a little bit bright blue to these lines here as a shadow. Although these ones down here, I think the brown picked up through it just fine. Okay, I think I am going to take a quick be right back, run to the bathroom, maybe grab some more water, that kind of stuff. And I will be back momentarily. That does mean that I'm going to run some ads. So if you don't want to see those, look away, mute the tab, whatever you need to do to avoid the capitalism. Okay. Brain function, who's that? Okay, I will be right back.
Why can't we rearrange the tectonic plates? There's another painted woman at the foot of the stage. Blue eyes, black thighs, you don't give a damn. As every cheek in this room prepares to give you a hand. Cheap beer and moonlight were never enough, and every time I cry questionable names. I chip my teeth on our wedding day. Bang, bang, bang goes the front door, and bang, bang, bang goes my heart to the floor. You'd be a liar if you settle for more. Oh, these are the plights of the ever unsure.
I have returned. All right. I think I do want to do. Well, I was gonna say I kind of want to do a wash of brown over all of this, except for the blue, just to kind of tone down the yellow a little bit. But also, maybe I don't want to do that, because I don't mind the yellow, even though it's not really accurate. Maybe I just want to. We'll see how I feel after I do some different color shadows. And if I still don't like it, I will, well, not dislike it. If I still think it needs it, I will do that. I also have realized a bit of a messy line down here, and I'm gonna blur that out a little bit, because that will annoy me. One of the problems with doing art is like, you always see the places that you don't like more than the places that you do like, which really is how brains work in general, I guess. Our brains are made to remember the negative stuff to help us survive. But that doesn't really help when your brain constantly puts you in a survival battle when you don't need it. Okay, I want to do some burnt umber and paint. This isn't paint spray over here, but that's fine. Oh, you guys can't see my palette today. That's okay. But I want to do that for some darker shadows in here. I think I'm trying to remember what I put on the palette over there. I think it was Lunar Blue, which I used for the background, and Moon Glow, both of which will get me the same result mixing with it. So just get something a little darker, more toned down. I think it's still damp. I think you're okay to do this with. We'll see. Yeah, that's fine. I've realized what I forgot to bring out today, and it was my chapstick. I always have to forget something. I really should just take another tube and leave it out here. That would be the smart thing to do. Thinking things through, though, not what she's about. I think I need to do something with this flipper up front because it's feeling really flat to me. Maybe just add some more texture to it. I do think I want to do a smaller brush for neck folds here. Welcome back and good work on Crumbs Lane. Excellent. Yeah, compressed air sometimes just can't dislodge it. Sometimes you need something a little heftier. Oh, I'm sticking my hand in paint. I'm so bad about that. Like, you literally just put that color down. You should remember that it's still wet. But no. It's not as big a deal on this piece, especially since the background is so colored. If I set my hand down, it's not going to ruin anything. I'm bad enough about it, so like you can see right there, I've got a flipper imprint on my hand. I'm pretty bad about it, honestly. And generally, it's really not as big a deal as I make it, because you can lift it up pretty easily, or in instances like this, the color really hides a lot of sins. I think I need to darken up the back flipper a little bit to push it farther back. That's part of the issue I'm having with this so far. So I definitely did not put it as much in shadow as the reference images. The reference image was taken with flash, like underwater. Just something to be cognizant of when you're working with it. Hey Dream, how's it going? Good to see you, friendo. I feel like that sounded really disingenuous. That's not a word. Is it? But I did mean it. I was just also thinking. Yeah, no kidding. Friday. Nah, I think you know me well enough to know that I do actually mean it. Yeah, so I did show this. This is just on my phone, but this is the reference image that I found. There's just this one photographer that's taken a bunch of pictures of these guys underwater and has absolutely the best photos. Philip Cola at oceanlight.com has a bunch of really cool wildlife photos. So if you're looking to look at some underwater wildlife, that's a great choice. I just found them in a Google search. Oh no, Dream, I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do to help, or do you just need like a break? Yeah, that's always a lot to deal with. Okay, good. You can chill here for a little while. There may be some people you don't know here, but I promise they're all cool. And we won't require anything of you, which maybe is part of the issue. Because just dealing with new people is one thing, but then having to also deal with like not knowing what's going on is another issue. Yeah, for sure. If anybody tries to mess with Dream, we're gonna have a throwdown. I definitely am one of those people who like If you want to pick on me, that's fine. Whatever. I can take it. If you start messing with my friends or somebody who I can tell needs protecting, you're going to have a lot of problems and all of them are going to be me. I definitely, one of my friends said that they didn't want me on their side if they were ever in a bar fight. And I'm like, you know what? That is such a good sum up of my character. Because, like, yes, I'm really nice. I try to be nice or at least polite to everybody, even if I don't really know them. But if you're mean, it's gonna go down. And by it, I mean you. I still feel like this ear isn't quite right. I feel like it needs more definition. I might go in with maybe a colored pencil or something. I don't know that that's going to fix it though. I think that may end up just making it worse. So maybe I'll just leave it. It's not that big a deal. It's a sea lion here. I think we'll live. Until the marine biologists start coming for me. Because we all know that's what they do, right? That was a joke. Yeah, for sure, Dream. Back when I was really big in the Animal Crossing fandom on here, which was back before New Horizons came out. This was New Leaf back in the day, where one of the things that you do is always ask people what villager type you would be, and I always got Uchi, which is the big sister type that they added. I'm just that kind of person, and I am actually a big sister. I always say older sister. This is a stellar sea lion. So this is for the first streaming prop, which is stellar, spelled like the stars. So we have our galaxy in the background here. Then I decided to make it a pun and do a stellar sea lion in front, which is spelled differently. So I doubled up. So it is a stellar sea lion, if you will. Yes, there is. You are correct, Dream. I was so pleased with myself when I came up with it. Because stellar sea lions is one of the animals that were my favorite to go look at the zoo where I grew up in Oregon, which is just the Oregon Zoo. Is it called the Oregon Zoo now? It used to be called like Washington Square Zoo or something like that. I don't know. I haven't been there in a long time, but they added a sea exhibit when I was 12 or so. And I always loved the zoo. I'm a big zoo fan. So that was forefront in my brain when I saw Stellar, because this is one of the animals that they had at the zoo that I always went to. So yeah, for sure. He's spacing out. Which fits with the stream vibes, I think. Do I want to add more deep shadows? Probably to that back fan. I also feel like I need to add some like brush hatching in the front there, because it still looks really flat to me. Let's do this. How wet are you still? Not very. Excellent. Perfect. That's a little better. There. Let's just do little brushies through here with this. Because there are some folds there. I do need to add, I think, some more highlights to, especially the neck folds, to get that fur texture right. Because sea mammals really have a sheen to them, as I was mentioning earlier, and I don't think that I've hit that yet. I may not hit that, but I'm at least gonna try. If I finish this in a reasonable time, we might get started on the next one that I already have sketched out for day 3, which is peace, and I'm combining that one with tea. Because that's, I was thinking about, like, aside from just like a peace symbol, so like a dove with an olive branch, or like the 70s peace symbol, okay, mouth. I was trying to think about what a moment of peace means to me. And I was thinking about that moment when you have a fresh cup of tea and it's just like exactly the right temperature for you to hold onto the cup and smell into the steam. That's the moment of peace. So I'm combining those two. At least for me it is. There are a few others that I thought of, but I think that one speaks to me the most at this time of year. I think I need to do some like orange tinged white for the highlights. Maybe yellow. Let's see what I think. I think like right there is good. So let's just add some of that in and see how it ends up looking. It'll dry a little more mellow than it is right now too. I think the highlights on that ear fixed it for me. Oh, I also have that buff titanium there that I just got that will probably look good if I include it. Broken strangers filled with blind hope, curse the thing with feathers made of red smoke. So sun plays down on all the tangled rivers and the loaded guns, all the tangled rivers and the loaded guns. We also have a pretty strong highlight reference photo right here, which maybe that will help with some of the issues I'm having with this flipper. So we do have a couple. Maybe like do that a little bit, just to give a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks better already. Where else? We have kind of a blue highlight back there that I don't think I want to deal with. Sorry, I'm covering my mouth. That's probably annoying. Again, I need to figure out the right way to think on stream instead of making weird sounds and covering my face. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get the sheen quite right, but I tried. That's the important part. I do think I'm gonna leave it this yellow though, even though it's not really accurate. I like it. So, I mean, I'm putting a marine mammal in a galaxy. It doesn't need to be true to life. What else do I want to do to you? I guess I want to put a little bit of pink around its mouth. And probably the eye. Let's do a little bit of pink. And mix it with some brown, tone it down a little bit. In the photo, because they used flash, you can see the white around the sea lion's eyes, which makes it look a little creepy, because usually you really can't see that when they're swimming. So their eyes just look kind of black, which I think is what I'm going to go for. Again, not following actuality. Let's get this nose shape in, shall we? Which I think I want to use navy gray. And we'll see if that ends up blending into the background too much. I will want to add a highlight to the nose, which again, not accurate, but it'll look good. I'll do that with gel pen when I add in the whiskers. Maybe that's part of why I think the face looks funny, is because it doesn't have whiskers yet. And your little eyeball here. Pick up some of the actual pigment brush. That would be very helpful of you. Thank you. I may go over that with a micron pen too, depending on how I feel about it. That's looking a little funky. Maybe I'm too big. Clean that up in a minute once it dries a little bit. Guys, dry? Not quite. Anything else I want to mess with? Maybe adding some more darkness to this line right here. Just a little bit though. Okay. I think maybe adding a couple watercolor dots where the whiskers are going to go is going to look good. Just because they have their whiskers in like really distinct lines. the teeniest, tiniest little detail that you probably can't see super well. Just like that. Just a little hint. There's no more tea in that. Don't try to drink it. Oh, I dripped water there. Okay. Let's clean up the eye a little bit here.
Sown from water, heaven's daughter feeds me, feeds sharp like I swallowed the pen. Just for one day, time flows both ways. You yell out loud in the middle of my mouth. Four winds drown the hours
Butter.
that never come out.
What else? What else? I think we're just adding metallics and final touches. Unless there's something I really want to change about this, which I'm undecided at the moment. I do think that the eye ended up a little bit wonky, so maybe I want to put some white behind the eye, just so that it's more clearly an eye shape. That will need to wait until the pupil has dried. Do I want to add more highlight on the wrinkles? Maybe? Maybe I want to do that with gel pen. Then tap it out so that it's a little bit more extreme, like the proper sheen. Holy crap, thank you, Dream! 6 months! Way to take advantage of those September savings. Thank you so much, Dream. That's really sweet of you. Yeah, for real. Any money we can take out of Daddy Amazon's pocket is a win. Thank you. Yeah, that's totally fair, Dream. I definitely have gone a little nuts this month. Just because I can. It's good savings. 6 months for like, what is it, $20.19 or something? It's good. Free shipping is huge, Dream, for sure. I think also anybody who wants to sub this month, you will get the first badge. I think we're still within our first grouping, so that you can get your special little first badge to show that you are an early adapter of the Katie Bean. Free shipping for sure, Dream, up here too. Although sometimes they'll say free shipping, and then you'll fill up your cart, and it'll be like, oh no, not for you. Yep, for sure, Astra. That gets me a lot, but also a lot of shipping to Alaska is like a nightmare, and I know that Dream has the issue with that too, where they live, so. And I don't know, sometimes like, if you're gonna pay that much, or even like a couple dollars more for shipping anyway, why would you not change it so that you get something, you know? Why not? Why not get yourself a little treat? Okay, do some white there. Maybe it'll help. And then we can decide on what colors we want the stars to be from my pearlescent kitten caboodle. I want that. Just do this a little bit. And that lightens it up, and I think that's a little bit better. I still think I made the eye too big, but you know what? Bigger eyes equals cuter, and that's how it works. So I have some pearlescent watercolors that we're going to add some sparkly stars to. We're going to be adding some stars to the blue parts on the flippers, and also just a couple big ones in the background. So I have these pearlescent watercolors, which are shiny. Some of the colors that I think will do best are these lighter ones, will show up better. And they each have different tints. So this is like a blue tint, blue purple tint. This one is like a green. This one is pinky purple, and this one's just kind of like a blush pink. And then this one is just pure like pearl color. We also have a gold right here, like a light gold that will show up well. The gunmetal color here probably won't show up super well, but it is one of the shiniest ones, for sure. I definitely use the lighter colors more, which you can tell by how, like, this one doesn't have any of the original grooves left from how they filled the container. This was not a cheap set, but it is one that has done pretty well for me. They were handmade in Germany. Just throwing that out there, I guess. There are some smaller companies that I've found lately that do some metallics that I want to get too. I'm a sucker for shiny. Very truly crow-brained. Like, oh, it's shiny. Let's add that. And my new scanner actually picks up the metallics a lot better than the old one did. So it looks okay when I do prints too, which is nice. Okay. I think that doing some of the blue tinty here is going to be good. But I think doing some yellow on the fins is gonna look really nice and draw it together a little bit better. So maybe we'll start there and see. And I could, if I wanted to, I always forget how much pigment you actually need to get these to show up. What was I saying? I already forgot. Never mind. Can also do some gel paint colors with these if I want to make them really show up. Yeah. I'm getting increasingly frustrated with my camera. I think I need to upgrade for sure, sooner rather than later. Logitech is fine for faces and stuff, but for art, it's a little nightmare. They're really trying hard to advertise their new like art style camera to me for content creating, and I'm like, I don't trust you guys. Sorry. But I do have a legit DSLR camera that if I got a arm that was solid enough for it, I could probably use. But it may be better to just get like a webcam that's actually made to do that. Because like Canon and stuff makes webcams for that. That just involves some more research on my side, I think, to figure out what will work best. Especially as we're getting into winter and I'm gonna be like supreme low light all the time. But unfortunately, things cost money, which is really rude to me personally, because I don't have enough of it to do the things that I want to do. And I'm sure you can all relate to that. Maybe that's what I'll do my next Ko-fi goal for, figure out which cam I want and go for that. Because once we get a second cam for the actual art, I can use this one as a face cam and you guys can actually see all the weird ass faces I make while I'm doing art. Wouldn't that be fun? That was my plan the whole time, just in case anybody was wondering. Once I get another cam that's better for the art, this one moves to being a face cam. I don't know what that's gonna look like, Dream. I just want to come back as like one of those spoiled house cats. Like you know the like Instagram cats where they have like their own tiny little miniature Victorian couch? I want to come back as that. That's fair, Dream. One of the things I think is really funny with like almost all sci-fi games and stuff is that they still have a concept of money. Like credits is almost the universal sci-fi money. Star Trek, on the other hand, was like, no, we will have done away with money and racism by then. Yep. Gene Roddenberry, though, was like, no, if we have a real idealistic future, there's going to be no money and no racism, and you're going to be able to get whatever you want at the push of a button, and it's going to be great. For real. I think I want to do like a really big sparkle that's like going off of this fin right here. That looks particularly good, but we started, so we gotta finish it now. It'll probably look better in different lighting too once the shine catches. Yeah, this is not a secret at all. I don't think this is even a hot take. I think this is a lukewarm take. J.J. Abrams is not allowed to touch the sci-fi community ever again. He's ruined everything, and I hate him for it. He took two of the most popular space franchises and went, I don't like how they did this originally, and just ruined it. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet, both of you. I appreciate it. I'm always like, and again, this is going back to something we said earlier in the stream. The little bullied kid in me is always just so shocked that people actually enjoy my company. It's wild. Is that enough stars? I want to add more, but I know it's going to be overkill at some point. Let's add some more dots up here. Because we're also going to add some to the background, which I think I'm going to do in a different color. I think maybe the pink tone will be good. Okay, I think that's good. I do want to use a slightly bigger brush. Maybe this one? Yeah, I hate it. And the thing that gets me so mad, so I'm a original series Star Trek girly. Absolutely 100% all the time forever. And J.J. Abrams, the little bitch that he is, literally said that he didn't like Star Trek in an interview. And he was like, I wanted to make it into something that I like. Fuck off. If you don't like it, then don't be in charge of it. Have you considered that maybe you weren't the right choice for this and you should have turned down the job? Star Trek was always too smart for me. Well, then get your grubby little hands off it. Let somebody else work on it who actually cares about the source material. Yeah, man, fuck money. It is a vicious cycle. I can appreciate the newer movies for what they are, but they are not Star Trek. And it's totally fine if people like the new movies or anything like that. I'm not trying to attack people who enjoy the things that are out there. I'm just saying that it's very unlike the source material, which is what I like, so it's really frustrating to me. And the fact that J.J. Abrams can actively say, yeah, I hate this, and then get paid to make 30 movies about it is so... Ugh. It makes me angry. Yeah, J.J. Abrams did the Star Trek movies, the recent ones, and he also did the Star Wars movies. So he took the two biggest sci-fi franchises and ran both of them into the ground. And it irritates me to no end. I don't think that this pink one is showing up super well, so maybe we will try a different one in a little bit. It may just be that I'm doing it in places where there's too much white too. Yeah, it is what it is, but what it is kind of sucks. Okay, it's showing up there just fine, I think. So maybe it's just that was a too pinky area for it to really shine its brightest. I'm just gonna add some glitter on top of the glitter, pearlescent, whatever you want to call it, on top of some of these white spots that I did with a toothbrush. And I really overdid it, just for the record. It kind of dulled down all of the colors that I did, but I actually really like it. So generally it would be way overkill, but if you like it, then that's fine. I may add in some of the silvery color too, because I can. Again, there is a point where this is overkill, but also I'm having fun, so whatever. I think a lot of the art lessons I need to learn is to get out of my own way and just go for it. Tapioca. Good choice. And definitely gotta get yourself some little treats. It is essential to well-being. Yeah, for sure, Astra. And I definitely don't always do as well at it as I would like, but maybe we're getting there. I've gotten better about it. I think one of the things that I've really gotten better at since I hit my 30s is I already lost the sentence that I was going to say. My brain is just like not having it. What was I going to say? Man, you never really realize how many thoughts you lose if you're just thinking in your own head. But the second you try to say things out loud, especially when you're being recorded, it's like, oh, suddenly there's a testament to all of my failures. It's so funny. Okay, I found it again. I remember what I was going to say. So basically, what I was thinking is that one of the things that I've gotten better about as I've gotten older is letting myself try things before I think I'm ready for them. Because a lot of times you have projects that you want and you want to do them so well that you get so focused on feeling like you're inadequate to do them at a certain point that you just don't even let yourself ever do the project. And I've gotten a lot better about just saying, you know what, fuck it, let's go. There you go. I already got you. I said something nice about myself right then, Grim. Get wrecked. I will take a sippy and do a stretchy in just a second. I've said multiple nice things about myself this stream already. Just saying. My face is right here. I probably could do like a weird lean down turn to show my face on cam right now, but I'm not going to do that because it will end up with me dragging my hair through paint. Okay, water right here. I'm taking a sippy. And I'm doing a stretchy. Maybe I want to add like the teeny tiniest little starshine in his eyeball. I think that would be cute. I actually do like the way this looks now that I stopped looking at it and went back for a second. I think it helps that when it dries, it's a lot more shimmery too. Let's see, where else do I want to put some shimmeries? And maybe I want to do some of the dark gray color and see how that shows up. Yeah, give him some little anime eyes. Because he's a cutie in space. Let's see how this looks. That will look fine when it dries. So let's slap a few in here. So much easier to see at an angle, but I have to sit like a weird little gremlin to get it. Where do I need more sparkles? Like right here. Right here. Okay. I already told you guys about... Yes, I did. I can tell you again though. I'm staring at a package off screen, which is some yarn for the eye prompt, in which I am making a crochet eyeball pillow. Hopefully, we'll see if I can manage it, because it starts with black Chanel, which is like the hardest thing ever to deal with. And I only just got back into crocheting after not dealing with it for a really long time, so we'll see how that goes. I tried it a few times yesterday and got overly frustrated with it and then just dropped it. Okay, I think that's a good amount of stars. Now let's get a teeny tiny little baby brush and add some stars in his eye. I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna do a trick. These paintbrushes that I use have like a, can you even see that? It's like a flat edge on the back. And so for this, sometimes if I want something really big, I'll put a little bit of water in there and then scrape up the pigment, just so that it gets really saturated. Especially with these baby brushes that really don't hold a lot of water. Okay, here we go, here we go. Probably like can't even see that at all, but it looks really good and I did a good job, so just believe me. Let's see, what else do I need to do on this? I need to add whiskers. I wanted to do some more highlights using a gel pen on some of the fur wrinkles. I think that's it. That took a lot less time than I was expecting. Did you know that practicing art makes you better at it? What the fuck is that about? I always one of the things that I know exists and I know that's a thing is that if you practice a lot of art, you get better at it. Yes, you also get a lot faster at it because you know what you're doing and it doesn't take as much thought, which is something that I'm never prepared for. I always overestimate how much time it's going to take me. So I thought this background was going to take me an hour. I blasted it out in 25 minutes. It took me more time to set up the camera to record myself doing it than it did to actually paint it. Skill is weird. I don't understand. Absolutely wild. And just looking back at some of my old art compared to now, it's absolutely wild. Yeah. Yep, for sure, Dream. So it's kind of all of a sudden everything actually fits together and you're like, huh? When did that happen? It's kind of like when you're growing too, because you see the changes so incrementally that you don't realize how big of a change it would be from this time to that time. And then other people will see you and go, wow, you've gotten so big. And you're like, well, I guess, but no. It's because they can see the stages differently than you can. So one of the things about art is that you have, as long as you keep your art, you really have a documentation of your changes as you keep working. So, yeah. Which is why it's important to keep your old art even if you find it embarrassing, I guess is the other message there. Oh god, Dream. Yeah, that's a mood. Okay. I may want to darken its nose a little bit, maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. Let's do some of that. Whiskies, whiskers. Yeah, I do have a stream redeem that show us some older art, which is partially just because I have a bunch of stuff sitting around that I don't talk about, and also because I think it's important to see, excuse me, that even the person you're watching started somewhere too, you know? So I actually have a notebook sitting around here somewhere. I know I brought it up here. Of, there it is. Art that I did when I was in high school. Which you can tell because, here, I'm going to cover up my last name even though that's obvious. Because this was a class that I took my senior year. But yeah. sometimes I should try and find the art that I did in my beginning drawing class when I was in college too, which is mostly just like graphite, which I don't really work with anymore. Graphite and charcoal. Um, but yeah, I think one of the things that I do a lot just as a person is I try to be very authentic in a lot of spaces. So like I'm pretty open in online spaces about having to deal with my depression and that kind of stuff because I think it's important to see how other people exist and live with it. So like my teeth are messed up. I don't hide them. Like on my birthday when I actually did a face cam, you can see my gross teeth because those are a product of my depression, really. You can see if you want to, like I still have my deviant art up of stuff that I made forever ago that you can see the progress that's been made, that kind of stuff. I think it's important to just show how you exist in actuality in an increasingly closed off age where we see a lot of what everybody is doing, but we only see what they want us to see. You know what I mean? So I think talking about that kind of stuff is important. Oh yeah, Julia is so talented. She'll say, I didn't really try on this and I hate it, and she will show me the most amazing piece of art I've ever seen in my life. It's absolutely wild to me. All of them do that too. They're all so talented on Drawfee. But like, I don't remember what episode it was for, but there was one where she did fan art for Fargo, the movie. And she was like, I don't know, I was just kind of playing around with this and I didn't know and blah, blah, blah. And I just watched her create with like 3 lines the most perfect scene that I've ever seen in my life. It's wild. And she has so many different styles that she manages. She's just so talented, and they all are. I really like the ones where they do, like, Jacob did a thing where he was working with landscapes because he doesn't really like doing that, so he wanted to, like, push himself a little bit, and they were all so good. I forget what project I was working on for that, but I was watching that to try and convince myself to draw a landscape, and it actually worked. Yeah, and there were ones where they did, like, color challenges too, where they drew different things with specific color palettes. I really liked that one. I like when they get to be artsy. I also enjoy them being silly, but it's nice to see them like flex them art skills sometimes because they are all so incredibly talented. I think perhaps this beast is done. I think maybe we've done it. I don't know if there's anything else I want to change. I do still think that it's very yellow, but I also like it. Which I think means we have time to get started on the next one. Yeah, exactly, Astra. I do, oh gosh, I've been watching Murder, She Wrote, which I think we've talked about before, but there was that one where they had to do the celebrity by direction instead of with actually seeing a reference, and they did Angela Lansbury for one, and there was definitely a screenshot where I looked up and I was like, oh my god, that's the drawing. Like, she was making the exact same face, and it was so funny to me. I had to pause the show because I was laughing so hard. I haven't been as active with the Drawfee stuff lately, but for a while I was watching them like every morning to convince myself to start working on art. But I think I've managed to self-motivate a lot better in the past like month and a half, so not as bad. But it does mean that I'm not as caught up on that stuff as I once was. Okay, I think I'm gonna untape this and sign it, and then we can work on another piece. Which is wild to me. I expected this to take a lot longer. I'm just gonna keep staring at it for a bit, because I know the second I peel the tape, I'm gonna see something that I want to fix. Maybe some highlights on the front flipper, because it still feels a little bit flat to me, but I'm not sure what to do about it. Always, absolutely always. A lot of times when I feel like I need to keep fussing with something too, I'll just put it away and then deal with it the next day, because sometimes it's just your brain throwing a hissy fit. I think I'm going to add a little bit more highlight, like right through here. See if that makes me feel better about this. It's still feeling flat. And that will dry a little bit less intense, so I need to leave it. I think that's a little bit better. Let me pull out the sketch that I have for our next one, which would be, ooh, and throw things all over the place. So this is, that's blown out a little bit probably, so you can't see the pencil sketch super well. But my special mug and my hands holding said mug. I decided not to put any sort of background or anything, so like my hand ends at the wrist there, because I'm thinking specifically about this kind of like isolated feeling that I get when I get that moment of peace when it's quiet and I'm holding the mug that's just the right temperature. So I'm really focused on my hands. So it's like a moment of mindfulness without actively looking for one, I guess is what I mean. So yeah, that's going to be the next one. I did do a fair amount of thinking. I have my sketchbook here that you probably can't see. No. I did show you this page before, but I have a few things that I made decisions on. So I figured out something for demonic based on a dream that I had. A few of these are going to end up being dream journals. Another one that we could get started on that wouldn't take as long is Stitch. My idea for that, and I think I'm going to combine Stitched and Pattern together. So my idea for that is to do a few individual paintings of like fabric patterns, and then cut the papers up and stitch them together like a quilt. Which I combined those two things because I did want to do something like a quilt patch for Stitched, and then I was like, oh well, Pattern also works for that. So let's combine those and do a mixed media project. Because I wanna. Skeleton, I finally decided on something. I actually drew that one in pen so that you guys could see it a little bit better. There's this skeleton that was found of somebody who I haven't looked it up recently, so I may be getting facts wrong. Definitely don't take me completely as fact here. But there was a skeleton that was found that, because of the grave goods, we assumed was a mage or some sort of shaman. And it's like a 6-foot-tall woman with one eye, because one of the other eyes had a gold-covered false eye that was in the skull when it was dug up. So I'm thinking of combining skeleton and skull to do that skull, and then the false eye that's gold, and turn that into like a sun motif coming out from that. I was pleased with myself when I came up with that idea too. And demonic, I'm holding that too far down for you to see. You can't really see that probably. But I'm sure those of us who hang out on Tumblr a fair amount have seen a specific comic going around for, it must have been since like 2013, where this kind of like black ooze creature is coming out of somebody and antagonizing them, and says something like, "You can't even realize when I'm speaking the truth," to the person it's coming out of, and the person turns around and goes, "You aren't the truth, you're a little bitch." And so I'm thinking about kind of playing off of that idea where our depression kind of wraps us up into certain things and plays the devil to us and tells us a bunch of lies while pretending like it's the truth. So I'm thinking of having like the kind of smoke creature wrapped around a character and coming out from one side, and then having like its hand over here talking so that it looks like the angel versus the devil, but the devil is actually the one saying the angelic thoughts on the side. As a comment on how depression lies to us and how that's gross and demonic. Kind of like a devil on your shoulder kind of an idea. I did mention for origami that I think our little origami stars could count as performance art for that, but I also want to do the teeny tiniest, smallest painting of a paper crane. And I have an image of from the last in-person job I worked, where one of my coworkers folded the smallest paper crane I've ever seen in my life. And I have a photo of that sitting on top of a dime. That's how small it was. It doesn't even fill up the dime. So I want to do like a really tiny painting of it, and I'm not sure how that'll turn out because I haven't done something that small before, but we're going to try. What else? I think that's most of the ones that I haven't talked about yet. Okay. But I think I have plans, at least vaguely, for all of the prompts, which I'm impressed with. We'll see how many I get through before I get really burnt out on it. I think I've managed to get a head start so that I will have some breathing space. And I've combined a number of the prompts so that I have even more breathing space. So hopefully I can take a day or two and just breathe if I feel like I'm doing too much. But we'll see. The last time I tried to do this, I was way worse off mentally. Do any October challenge, not specifically streaming. And I burnt out like 5 days in. And I still have most of the unfinished projects that I started sitting in my Procreate, because I was doing mostly digital then. So that's just something I'm trying to be cognizant of. Oh, there's tape on these scissors. Okay. It's like, what is that? Nothing important. Okay. I think this is dry, and I think that I'm okay with it. Yeah, for sure. And a lot of them I've managed to combine with things that my brain was already excited about, which I think will help. One of the things about having the brain worms, TM, is having to wrangle your own thoughts when you're trying to get certain things done. So I think by setting some of my brain worms onto the prompts, it will keep me a little bit more motivated, because I won't have to direct my brain as hard. So like the crochet idea, I got really obsessed with making these silly little brush wipes. And my brain was like, wow, we love to crochet. Let's crochet forever. Otherwise we don't get any serotonin. So I've combined that with one of the prompts for streaming, which I think will help keep me going on it for sure. And a couple of the prompts that I decided to do are dream journals that I didn't get to for the actual project, but that I was considering as one of the finals, other than the one that I ended up doing, which will get posted for my patrons on the 3rd of October. The progress post will go up on the 1st, but I'm really proud of that painting that I did, so I'm excited to show people. Let's start peeling tape instead of me just rambling. which I know that the majority of you come here to listen to me ramble, which is still wild to me, but I do feel like I probably should be making progress on things instead of just talking. And I also still need to get that baby blanket done. I got some more work done on it yesterday and the day before, but I'm definitely not going to get it done by the time the baby shows up. And I'm definitely not going to get all 3 done by the time the baby shows up, which, again, with the brain worms. I did tape a piece of paper down here. You can kind of see it because it's light enough today. But I did that when I was recording the background because the ring light that I needed to use because it was nighttime when I started recording it was making a really ugly shine mark on the acrylic that I use on top of the table. Oh, did you see that paint pop off? Ugh. Ugh. Okay. We did it, guys! We finished the first prompt. Technically, we finished the first 2. We're rolling. Pen is important for signing art, generally speaking. Do I remember how I signed the digital one so that I can make them match? I don't. I think I'm just going to sign my name and date on the front and then put the streaming prompt on the back. I think that makes sense. Okay, thank you, Cap. That was very helpful of you. I did leave a bigger border on these than I usually do because the galaxy background requires so much water on the paper. I also used a heavier paper than normal to help offset them too. Today is the 29th. Yes, yes. I'm pleased with that. Huh. Huh. Okay, streaming. 2023. Number 1. Ooh, which way is stellar spelled correctly? It's AR, right? Or is it ER? AR, I'm pretty sure. But I'm gonna double check. Oh, I also have an order to pack later, which I'm really excited about. This is... Oh, I hate that I just Googled stellar and it immediately came up with some sort of cryptocurrency. Hell world. Yeah, okay. Of or relating to the stars, astral. There's a way that I can remember it. A for astral. I have always been like a god-awful speller. Okay, and then we sign it on the back too because of reasons. Okay. Ta-da! Yeah, I keep one of, okay, start in a way that makes sense to other people, Katie. You can do it. One of the things about being an artist on Instagram is you get a lot of random spam and phishing comments about various things. And one of the ones that drives me nuts the most is people asking me if they can use my art for NFTs. No, you can't. I'm putting this out here right now. I don't want any of my art used for NFTs or to train AI. Fuck off. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're destroying the planet. I don't want to be involved. Thank you. All right. Now that we've done some hot takes with Katie, let's move on to our next piece of art. Let's see if I can tilt this so that you guys can see the shimmery a little bit better. Is that good? Can you see it? Can you see it? It's always hard to photograph. I usually take a video to put with it when I put up the listing so that you can see how the metallic looks. Speaking of, all of these pieces of art that I'm doing for Stream Ink will be offered to my patrons first. They get buying rights first on every piece of physical art that I make. So if you see anything that you really, really love, you should become a patron and then you can claim it before anybody else does. Just pro tips. Man, these lines are so crisp, except for this spot right here. How could you do this to me? Okay, I'm gonna need to move this piece of paper now. Ooh. Because we're gonna be doing something with a portrait. Layout. I should get rid of that tape too. That's gonna drive me nuts. Okay. Where did I pick that up? That's from something. Here, I'll set this here so that I probably need to lower the brightness a little bit since we're working on brighter paper now. I am actively stretching. And I will take a sippy. Sippy accomplished. Let me have not updated the queue. And a little bit. There we go. I did all those. Why do I have a notification? I have gotten 3 different gift subs today from various channels. So funny. Lemonade. I love a lemonade. What's everybody's lemonade brand? This is the real question. Gift subs are great. I do always feel a little bit awkward when it's somebody that I can't go to a lot of the times. But that's fair, Dream. Speaking of, we do need to... I was talking about that derp goldfish emote last time, but I should start thinking about follower emotes. So if anybody has opinions on what kind of emotes they want, I am open to suggestion. I should measure the edges of this or I'm gonna get cranky about it later. Because sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I can just eyeball it, it'll be fine, and then I take off the tape and it's crooked and it drives me insane for the rest of my life. Where's my pencil? Down here. I think I've left enough room to do that on both sides. So I do think, I used to do like 1/8 of an inch border, but I think that 1/4 inch works a lot better. Totally fair. So one that we were talking about last time with Cass and Dora was joking about goldfish memory. And so I was thinking like doing one of those bug-eyed goldfish, like a derp emote, kind of, for that's actually also an old painting that I did, was a bug-eyed goldfish that could detect ghosts. I'll see if I can find that photo and show people. I don't know where exactly it is, but it's on my phone for sure. Um, so that's one for sure. I was thinking that I probably want to make a lull emote because that's one that I would use a lot. And maybe a hug because I think that it's difficult to draw a hug emote, I think, but I think it'll look nice. I do think that I need to lower our brightness a little bit. So I will do that and then I will read the message that AstraKitty sent. You want to like actually show up on the thing? No? Okay, cool. That's fine. Let's lower our exposure a little bit. Is that better? Can you see a little bit better? It's still pretty light, especially the steam, the lines that I've done. Santa Cruz Organic. I don't know that I've had that one. Yeah. I'm a Newman's Own lemonade girly. That has always been my favorite since I was little, unless I was making it myself. Um, Whenever I made lemonade for me and my dad, I always put a quarter of the sugar the recipe calls for in, because we like sour. If I was smart, I would have brought my mug over here to use as reference. I guess I didn't know I was going to get to this, so it's not even smart. If I was clairvoyant, I would have brought my mug over here. I do think that I'm going to take another quick break after I get this taped down because I would like to have a proper stand-up stretch because my back is grouchy, just like the rest of me. I've been so cranky the past few days and like I know why, but I still don't like being like that. Hormones are the devil, just in case anybody was wondering. Yeah, for real, Astra, all the time, too. If only I had. You didn't know. Calm down, give yourself a little bit of grace. I don't know if I want to leave a plain white background on this or if I don't. Maybe I do. Decisions. I think leaving a plain white background is probably the smarter thing to do because it will involve less drying time, which means I can get it done faster, which is something I need to think about with a 31 prompt art challenge. Oh, I just made that line perfect to not go underneath the tape. Take that, clairvoyant brainworms. Bam. But also, I don't know, it will look nice if I do a background. I could just do some like slapdash colors, maybe. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break, which, as you may have guessed, means another quick ad break. But I'll be back by the time the ads are done, pretty much, so. I'll do that. I will also, if I can remember once I stand up, grab the mug and bring it over here. It is one that has been on stream before, but having it there will probably be helpful so that I can color match and all that jazz. Okay, I will be right back.
pressure on me. When you're getting closer, you're getting further from me. But I'm the one who knows better. I'm the one who's know better, and she'll always know better, and she's always know I could be best and I could be dust and I could be what you think. Pinned to your collar, proof of your power, code for what you can see. Don't say it's me when you know she'll do things I could dream up and your dream too. All legs and all eyes like anybody moves. Perfect in the right light like anybody's truth. When I'm
I'm
thinking
back.
like the
And I
light
brought mug.
behind the window.
This is my mug.
I could
I bought it for
see
myself as a little treat.
and the voices speak
Because sometimes you just need a big mug.
right. I'm the one
And it fits in hands so good. It still has dead tea in the bottom of it from yesterday, but you know. So yeah, this is the mug we're painting. Because this is my moment of peace mug. Me too, Dream. I'm a sucker for a good mug. I had one that I painted at like one of those paint your own pottery places that was like my favorite, and I don't know where it ended up. I know I had it in this house, but I'm not sure what happened to it. Yeah, I have coffee sometimes, but I drink a lot of tea, especially herbal teas. I don't handle caffeine very well, a lot of times. So I'll have a coffee every once in a while, or I occasionally have a Red Bull if I'm really trying to push myself to do things in a day. But I gotta be careful because I call it caffeine roulette. Some days the caffeine hits and you have a glorious moment where everything is perfect, like that one episode of Futurama where Fry has 100 cups of coffee. And sometimes you turn into a sniveling little gremlin creature who's just shaking like a chihuahua for 3 hours. And sometimes it just makes the anxiety go faster or the cranky go faster. I had that happen the other day when I decided I needed a cup of pumpkin spice coffee because 'tis the season, and that backfired spectacularly and I was cranky the whole day. But yeah. Do I want to do a background for this? I don't know. I think I don't want to do it until I get the steam penciled in because I want to do like colorful steam. I think this is still a little bit too bright, huh? Maybe it'll be better once I put some color on it. I use K-cups, so there isn't really a necessarily brewing possibility. You may just need a different kind of roast. I don't know what the standard roast is where you are. Hey, Cassandora! I will take a sippy and do a stretchy. Sippy accomplished. Stretching. Ooh. I did just get up and do like a proper back stretch. So, hand and wrist stretchies. Let's go. But my mom always drank like super dark roast coffee, so that was like my only experience with it for a really long time. So you might want to go with like a lighter roast because it won't be as intense, especially in the bitter category. Good evening, or gun evening if you prefer. Do I have a gun emote? I think I do from somebody else. I'll see in just a second. I'm pretty sure they still have it. I think they're using they them now. I think that's right. Some of those streams where I keep supporting somebody and I don't know all the changes because I can't go to their times is a thing. Do I have a gun? I think I do. I think it's a, yeah. I have this one, which is from a K-pop group. Yeah, coffee is kind of hit and miss for a lot of people, and I totally understand people not liking it. But definitely for me, the big difference was going from the super dark roast that my mom liked to a medium roast. Changed my entire life. Also, I think adding a bunch of stuff to it helps. So like I'm a heathen and I put hot cocoa mix in my coffee because it's delicious. So there you go. I do kind of doctor up my coffee a fair amount, but I do just like plain coffee too. But again, bad with caffeine a lot of the time, so I add stuff to it so that it doesn't hit my digestive system so fast. Okay, so stuff and things. I think I am. The right call would probably be leaving this area paper white, but I'm probably not going to do that. Let me pull up my reference photo that I took. Okay. I guess it does have a little bit of a gray tinge in this photo, which I could probably work with. Maybe do a warm gray. I think that would work. You know what else I remembered to do when I got up? Grab my chapstick. I'm so smart. And I will leave this tube out here so that I don't forget again. Okay, I don't know where I want to start on this. It's probably smart to get color down for the hands. Because that's generally what I find the most difficult, is doing a skin tone. Oh, yeah, I don't know what those are. Yeah, the drink on its own is pretty bitter, for sure. Start here and then add just a tiny bit of blue to this. I think that's gonna be too dark, maybe. We'll see. Let's see. We're just gonna go for it. I'm also using a different kind of paper. This isn't watercolor paper. Like usually I'd be using hot press or cold press. This is cotton paper, which I did for the watercolor roses we did for stickers on stream the other day, and I really liked working on it. So we're gonna see how it does holding up to an actual painting instead of just like doodles. I maybe should have lightened up the pencil on this, but I'm also going to try to not worry about it too much. So I don't think there's anything wrong with being able to see the pencil lines behind a watercolor. I actually enjoy seeing that in other people's work, but it feels messy with my work, which is just a stupid brainworm thing, so we're going to let it go. Pull in Elsa and let it go. I haven't watched that movie in a long time. Not that I really need to, but... Yeah, that's fair, Cassandora. A lot of the energy drinks also have a lot of B vitamins in them, which help with the dysfunctional brain bits. Because I know A lot of ADHD brains and other such things need more B12 than other brains do. That's not the color I meant to do. I really didn't put as many lines on this as I should have for the hands. I was like, oh, I'll know what I mean. That's the devil talking. It's the same devil that says, you don't need to write it down, you'll remember. I do think that I've gotten a lot better at skin tone colors in the past, I don't know, 2 years. This paper is already buckling a little bit. Ooh, you did. You should tell us. Tell us all the deets. I can already tell that this paper is buckling because it's not really made to be watercolor paper, but I want to use it as watercolor paper. And again, this is my art and I make the rules, so it might make a couple things a little bit more difficult, but I think we'll be okay. It's not like this is a really intense wet project, so. Figuring out the foreshortening on these fingers on this side is gonna be a trip, I think. I do think maybe I want to leave a lot of this a little looser than I might otherwise. I say that, but then I probably won't be able to leave it alone as I'm touching it up. Okay, I do think that I still need to lower the exposure a little bit so that this is more visible.
We'll drag you out into the light.
Is that better?
Like the vines, what are you afraid of?
I think that's a little better.
Have nothing to hide. Better beasts with bigger bones, birds that never fly, can't short children.
Uh-huh. I know some of those words. I think another question is if I want to use metallic watercolor on the ring here. This ring that's on the finger is this one, which is my college graduation ring. Because I took the photo on my phone, so it flipped it around. So it's like you're looking at me while I'm holding it, which I guess is accurate. Let's start doing some shadows on this, I guess, while it's still a little damp.
Hungry hawks spare the dogs, dreaming listlessly.
That's maybe a bit too
Heaven
I think it'll be okay. I think for a lot of this, I kind of want to try at least to leave it a bit loosey-goosey. Let whoever is looking have their brain do a bit more of the heavy lifting. I've been trying really hard to be more, I guess artsy is kind of the word that I want to use, which isn't fully accurate, but be a little bit more painterly with the way I do watercolor, which is, I don't know, progress, I guess, for me. Because a lot of times I feel like I need to make it perfect, which I don't think is just a me thing.
Oily machines like swarms of bees.
Yeah, I know like close to nothing about Final Fantasy. Oh, interesting. Generic hybrid. That's fun. Ooh, that's way pinker. Whoa. Little Hulk. Hands are hard to paint. They are so difficult to paint. Who made hands like that, and why did I decide that this was a good idea? Nobody knows. I do also need to figure out what I'm doing for the nails. Because I do often have them painted. I haven't in a while though, just because I've been so busy with everything, I guess. I don't know that I've painted my nails at all this year, actually. Holy crap. Is this the longest I've ever gone without painting my nails? That's weird. I guess I had nail wraps on for my mom's memorial service. I think that may be the last time I did anything with my nails, which is absolutely wild. Maybe if we get caught up on this stuff, we'll do a nail painting stream. Because I do like having my nails painted, but actually finding time when I'm not using my hands is pretty difficult. Maybe I'll do that while I'm watching streams today, actually. Another thing about dealing with skin tone is that I'm like super pale. So it's kind of hard to do shadow properly and keep my skin tone vaguely true. Bunny people and the cat people! Bunny cat girl. Hell yes. She's gonna be a hit at all the anime conventions. Oh, it's cyberpunk. That's fun. That sounds super fun. I hope you have a good time with it. Cyberarm. So not only are you a bunny cat girl, but you're also like part android. You're hitting all the boxes. I'm doing that thing where I ignore the reference photo and just go off of my brain again, and I don't know that that's going to be conducive to our goals here. I'm just like this, I can't help it. Does the cyberarm give you like bonuses because it's stronger than you would be otherwise? I feel like that's how it should work, but I don't know if that is how it does work. I think that's still too wet to really do a second layer on, but I'm gonna keep poking at it because I'm like that. remember what colors I mixed for this shadow if I leave it and come back to it. I guess it's not a whole week in between since I'm doing, I guess I should mention that again. I'm going to be doing more traditional painting streams, so live cam through October so that we can work on these. For Stream Ink, I'm going to be doing most of them physical instead of digital. There are a couple I'm doing digital that I'll do on my own time. But yeah, I wanted to do most of them physical, so. And Brother Bean was very kind to allow me the living room for those days. Yeah, I think I've gotten a lot better at hands. The Dream Journal project really helped with that. The one that's going to be coming out this October, which is the last one, I did hands for too. And I think they turned out really well. So maybe it's just partially that I'm more confident, so I'm going for it harder, which makes it look better. I think I need to darken that more. Gunblade, excellent. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's totally fair. I'll know what you mean, most likely. I guess I've basically mixed like a dark purple. So I could use straight purple, but I won't. Okay, I'm scared of doing the other hand. So I'm just gonna keep messing with this one for a little bit. Doing the foreshortening on those fingers is gonna be a task, I think. But I also need to deepen these shadows anyway, so. Should also switch to a smaller brush at some point. I do need to let that knuckle dry a little bit before I mess with it more. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Don't be scared. It's just a painting, it can't hurt you. I'm gonna actually vaguely pay attention to my reference image for this though. I do think a lot of the shadows on this hand are more pink, which will go into the next layer. Oh, good, good. Cyberarm should give you better unarmed attack, for sure. Ooh, fancy. Sounds like it's gonna be fun. I still think that one looks a little funky, but it was always gonna look a little funky. Welcome back, Dream. What did you have for a snack? That's the important information. I think I'm gonna need to deepen the shadow on this finger like a lot to make it read. Which it may end up not reading at all anyway. We'll see. Oh, what's that? I probably could pronounce that if I tried, but I'm scared to. Ooh, that sounds tasty. Because the X sound makes, or the X makes like a weird throaty sound, right? Weird is an inappropriate way to say that. You know what I mean, though. I'm sure. I think maybe doing a smaller brush next to deepen some of those shadows. Anything deep fried is always good, honestly. Humans really went off when they started deep frying pastries. I need a bigger brush to mix the color. Adley. I do want to do some pinker color on the I was gonna say the left hand, but it's not my left hand, and that's confusing my brain a little bit. Let's do this over here. I think we need some more pink to liven things up a little bit. How has it been 3 hours? That okay. When the hyper focus hits. So I do think adding some more saturation into these shadows is going to be the right call. Now that I look at my picture again.
Lazing in the blue of ruined ribbons. I know that I've
Do you think I need to saturate the skin tone in general a little bit more? It's looking a little dead because I used a pretty cool color for the shadows.
all of the bones outside their legs and tied them up with snake strings by your bed. And now I guess I'll rearrange your garden and sleep all day. Existence is futile. Don't
I need to refill this color palette or this watercolor palette soon because I've been killing it.
but you know I'm still wild. Still wild. Every time I leave my day body,
I love how I brought the mug over here specifically to reference it, and then I immediately started with the hands instead.
like cigarettes, like I'm 17.
It makes sense because the hands are more complicated than the mug's gonna be, but it is pretty funny. I do think I'm gonna end up doing a glaze over top of all of this to get the color where I want it. Sorry, I got quiet. I'm focused. Focusing really hard. I think I need to let this dry a little bit. I say as I keep working on it and then mess with it some more. Because I think I'm just making it look wonkier at the moment. Because I do need to deepen some shadows in through here. I do think that I maybe pushed the knuckles a little bit too hard. Which I could just go back and lift some of it up right now, but I also think it'll smooth out if I add another glaze on top of it. So, which I guess I could do right now and see if that ruins everything. Let's see. Just kind of smooth out some stuff here. Oh, well, that's something. I think maybe if I just blur this out a little bit, I'll make it better. So I need to do some more subtle shading on some of the finger areas. Hey Parker, how's it going? Good to see ya. I think over here. I need to be a bit more delicate with it because I think the drastic shadows are like the only way the foreshortening is going to read well. But I do need a little bit more color over here. I think that's a little better. I'm still going to keep messing with it because I don't have any self-control. Saying okay as if I'm gonna stop messing with it. Nope. Keep messing with it. Keep messing with it. Need a couple darker shadows in here, I think. Is that better? Maybe. Shadows giving me troubles. I think I've drawn my fingers farther apart than they are in my reference photo, which is also part of the issue. Maybe the right answer is to just stop messing with it. Which is also the most difficult thing to do. Okay, I need to wait for that to dry before I do anything else with it. But also, I've been streaming for like a really long time and I didn't realize it. So I'm just gonna see if I have any notifications or anything real quick, just in cases. I guess you know what I could do that would be smart? Fold some more stars. Let's do some of this like craft brown color because it's fall. So for people who are new here or who just have not been hanging around today, I started a new thing where we're filling up this little jar with paper origami stars. And we've had a few redeems today so far. Most of those are from me though, just because I feel like folding them. Once we fill up this jar, I'm gonna do a sticker giveaway. So you can get, I have a channel point redeem to add stickers. Stickers, brain, please, add stars. And once we fill this up, we do a giveaway. That's my plan. For the moment, there isn't a cooldown or a limit on the stars that we have. I do have some glitter paper coming in. Those ones will be limited because the paper is a lot thicker and so it hurts my fingers if I do too many of them. And I am keeping a list of how many stars each person puts into the jar just for kicks and giggles. I looked into doing that with a bot, but the one that I know of that would do that is for Windows only, and I'm Mac, so. And you do get to pick which color. I need to remember to add that to the tiny one too, because I do have tiny papers cut from when I was making ornaments with these, which maybe I'll do when we hit the goal for those too. Light blue, I can do that. Just a moment, let me finish this one and then I'll do that. I also have some paper that has Totoro on it. If anybody wants some Totoros, we have a couple different colors involving Totoro, which is my favorite Ghibli movie. In case anybody was wondering. Which is a funny story about how I saw that first, actually. So I'm old and I come from an age where okay, I get to pick the color for that one. Let me look at what blues I have here. I have an extremely messy box full of various colors. I do have a very nice light blue that may not show up very well on camera, but is that good, Astra? And I get to pick for Parker. Let's see, let's see. What color haven't we put in? We haven't put in any yellow. We haven't put in any red. Yes, okay, I will do that one for you. I also have like white and black. I have a couple of colors that are like shimmery. Oh, how about this? We'll do this one for you, Parker. This is Totoro, and it has its black background with blue Totoros and pink font. I think that's a fun one. So we'll do that. Okay, let me write down the things and stuff. Eventually, I really need to get my desk and stuff set up. I have too much stuff. Astra. Parker. Okay. And I need to get back in practice with these. I did a few at the start of stream just to make sure that I like remembered how to do it. Yeah, I'm not at a desk, but I did get a really big desk so that it could contain the majority of my crap. But I'm on a coffee table in the living room right now, so not only do I have a bunch of stuff, but it's like in the way all the time. Which my brother very kindly doesn't really care about, but at a certain point, there's too much stuff. I have a lot of art supplies, and yeah, it's a thing. All right, there is a tiny blue star for Astra. I guess it's not the tiny, but a little tiny. I'll do some Totoro paper here. I figure this is like a nice thing to do while we're just chatting or waiting for something to dry or whatever. And it can be a community goal. I was mentioning earlier that my idea for this was kind of like how when you're in school, you have like a class goal to get to the pizza party. That's the kind of vibe I want. Yeah, I'm really bad about keeping stuff. Like, I'm not as bad as some of my family has been. And only because I've seen how bad some of my family is the reason that I'm not as bad as I could be, I guess. But I need to go through my stuff and like get rid of stuff. Because like I've kept clothes that don't fit anymore because I'm like, oh, but what if I lose weight again? We're not losing weight. We've been the same weight for forever. Like, it's just being ridiculous at this point. There we go, a little star. A little star for Parker. Into the tub it goes. Oop. Maybe I should make that sound an alert. Yeah, there's a balance to be had too between keeping things for sentimental value and keeping things that are no longer serving you. And I have difficulty distinguishing those two a lot of time. I think I'm gonna add one of this yellow, this kind of mustardy color. Because I can tell that's still drying by looking at it. Part of it is that I haven't had to move a lot. Oh, good, good. Maybe I'll record that and make it like a loading time thing. Because I haven't made any of my, excuse me, my like starting soon or BRB screens or anything. I haven't made a lot of them move, but I like having moving things so that you can tell when you're sitting there and waiting if your screen has frozen. Although that isn't as bad of an issue as it used to be with Twitch. Back in the days when it was just starting out, a lot of times it would just freeze and you wouldn't know if there wasn't something moving on the screen. Yeah, for sure, Parker. I have a really bad habit of buying things thinking that I'll get to it too, and then I don't. Which is just brainworm things. Yeah, so I've been on Twitch for ages. I joined Twitch back when it was its own company, before it had been purchased. Here, I'm gonna just swirl these for you a little bit. But yeah, I feel like I'm swirling like a really nice cognac, but like the biggest cognac glass you've ever seen in your life. It makes a nice sound too that you probably can't hear. Here, if I'm quiet and I spin it, we'll see if you can hear it. Isn't that a nice sound? Very vaguely dry. I think that's okay. I think I like this better now that I haven't been looking at it for a little bit. I think that's a big thing too for art stuff, having a second to look away. Let's see. If I stay live for a few more minutes, theoretically, the person who did the art challenge is going to start streaming. But let me check her Discord to see if there's anything else going on. She's going to look at the things on stream, so you guys could go and see. I'll see if I can get a better sound of it another time, because I do have a filter on my mic so that you can't pick up everything, like me breathing, for instance. So sometimes it doesn't pick up the quieter stuff. Sorry, I'm checking to see if anything else has happened that I didn't know about that mess with our current schedule. It's Sky! Hi, Sky! And yes, I absolutely do have yellow, Parker, and you can pick which color. If you don't follow Sky, you should. Sky is super cool and a friend. And all that stuff. Sky is so cool that they have their own command. Okay. Hi, Georgie! Yellow. I'm doing yellow. That's what we're doing. Do you want like a bright yellow? Because I have a few different yellows. So I have like a mustardy kind of Spanish yellow. I have like bright yellow. I have more bright yellow. I have pale yellow. Hello everybody, welcome in. I think you all know who I am, but I should start doing a little introduction, I think, when people raid. Hi, my name is Katie. I'm a weirdo, and I like doing art and hanging out with people and talking a lot. Hi, Bug. This one? I'm going to keep my finger there because I know about the delay. Thank you, Georgie. I think that it is accurate to who I am as a person. Oh, that's good, Dream. This one. Okay. So, for the new people coming in, what I'm doing right now is we have a new channel point redeem that is trying to fill up this little jar with origami stars. And I've just added that as a channel point redeem today. New stuff, so you can request a color, or I can pick for you if you don't want to do that. And once we fill the jar up, I'm going to do a sticker giveaway. And also, this is the second piece of art we're working on today. We finished one already, which I will show you in just a second after I get that folded in. We finished this today, which is for the first Stream Inked prompt, which is stellar. So we've got a little galaxy going on in the background, and then we have a stellar sea lion in front that has a little star pattern on his flippers. So we already finished one art today, and then I decided to immediately start another one, which is for the third Stream Ink prompt, because I've already finished the second one too, because your girl's over-prepared, like normal, which is tea and peace. Peace is the third day, and tea is the 11th day, but I decided to combine them because my idea of a moment of peace is just that moment when your teacup gets to the exact right temperature and you can just hold it in your hands and like feel the warmth in your hands without it burning you. So that's what we're painting. Yellow star. Into the jar you go. Join your friends. I love hearing this song when I'm streaming because it's called Go Go Streamer Chan. It's from Valhalla, and it's the theme song for the streaming girl that comes into your bar. And I think that's really funny, and it jazzes me up every single time I hear it when I'm streaming. Okay. Okay, let's check these off of our redeem queue. Okay, I also have some glow-in-the-dark paper which I'm not sure how well it still glows because it's been hanging out for a while. But I do have some with glow-in-the-dark on it. Like, ow, that hurt, I just hit the corner. Like this. Like this. It says love you. Yeah, go to Streamer Chan. So I'm gonna add one of these because I can. And we're just kind of killing time until I can go raid the person that's gonna be doing the art challenge thing. So I know that she just started right now, which means I can give you guys a little preview of what the art is that she's going to be reacting to live on stream. Let me finish this star and then I'll show you, and then we can go raid her. Because that's where I'm gonna pop into. I will also say that Liberty, who is friend of the channel, that sounds weird to say to me, I don't know why, is doing a subathon, and I helped make it so that they have to stream for like 40 hours. So they're going to be live for most of today. So if you're looking to add a little chaos to your life, that is definitely a place you can go and find it. Boop. Yeah, Lib has their own command too. I made commands for people who I hang out with a lot. Can I type? That's the next question. Lib. Ta-da! Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave this painting until next time. We'll be working on this again on Tuesday. I'm gonna be doing physical art streams for all of October so that we can do streaming together. I'll do most of them on channel, but some of them I'll be doing on my own. I know Paranormal I'm going to be doing on my own because I want to do that one digitally. So we have number 1 done. We have number 2 done. We've started number 3 and number 11. So, and October hasn't even started yet. So we're killing it, guys. I'm just going to put little check marks in my sketchbook for the ones that I don't have to worry about anymore. I am going to be doing a Pokemon for one of the prompts. So for my Pokemon friends, you can come see me do, I think perhaps one of the first ever watercolor Pokemon I've ever done, because I usually do them digitally. So that will be very exciting for all of us, I'm sure. That one is day 5. So we have this one and then another one I might do on my own, Demonic, to finish before we get to number 5, which is Lamp, is the prompt. So I'm guessing that you can figure out which Pokemon I've decided to do for that one. Just as a guess. I think that you're smart enough to figure that out. I'm going to fold these 2 pieces of paper that I still have up here. 3 pieces of paper. And then we can go bother Elena. Oh, I was going to show you the art. I'm being silly. Can I find it in here is the next question. My pile, oh crap. Here you are. So Elena did a color palette challenge in her Discord. So people had 3 weeks to use the given colors to make a piece of art. And they were kind of like tealy aqua color, yellow, pink, pale purple, and then a kind of darker blue purple. And this is what I made. It's a little cow sleeping in the clouds. And I did Copic marker and colored pencil and a little bit of gel pen for this one. I don't use Copic markers a lot, but I'd like to start using them more because they were a gift and they're really expensive and I should really use the art supplies that I had instead of continually buying more. So there's this one, and my patrons already know about this one and are able to claim this one for purchase before that goes up for sale publicly. So, when am I releasing those? This Sunday? I have it written down in my planner specifically so that I don't need to think about it too hard. So yeah, this is the thing. There will also be prints available of this one. I do think that because I made the cow pink, he looks a little bit like a pig. But you know what? That's okay. He should just live his life and have a good little nap. So yeah, I didn't get to show you guys that one yet because until like just now, because Elena sometimes hangs out here and listens to me while she crochets and stuff like that. So I didn't want to spoil it. So I'm going to fold these couple stars and then we will go hang out with Elena while she looks at the arts. Because I was not the only person to add something in, and I've seen everybody else's things that they put in, and there's a lot of really good art. So definitely worth the time. And I think Elena is planning to do one art challenge a month for her Discord, or maybe it's once every 3 weeks, which ends up being basically once a month. But if you're an artist and you're looking for a really welcoming and kind community and a place to have a little community art challenge, then there is a good place to join. I've been spending a lot of time with Elena lately. She's just a real sweetie. And has some really nice, cute, cozy vibes. Yeah, it's hard to do art when you don't have like the brain space to think about it, for sure. I definitely did not make as much art when I was in college or when I was working, just because it takes so much out of you. I've actually been kind of impressed with myself because of how much art I've actually been making this year around all the stress that I've been dealing with. But I also have been using it as kind of like a vent platform, which makes it a little easier to be inspired to create. Sometimes I get these perfect so I don't have to trim the ends, and sometimes I don't. Yeah, totally fair, Parker. I don't know. I think for me, a lot of times, so like especially with the dream journal project I did, part of creating the art is meditating on the issue for me, which lets me work through it in my brain in a way that I might not otherwise. Because I definitely am not an outwardly emotion processor. I really overthink things in my brain. Thank you, Astra. This I think I mentioned before I added the channel point redeem, but for a while, speaking of being burnt out, I really didn't create anything because my depression was just so bad that I really couldn't do much of anything. And so one of the first creative things that I started doing again, once I felt like I was able to actually want to do something, was making a bunch of these stars. So I actually have a gigantic jar of stars downstairs from when I was doing that. So I've done this a lot. I also fold these a little bit differently. I do the points different than a lot of people because I poke them with my fingernail so that it gets a little bit sharper of a curve. So yeah. So here's our stars for today. And you know what I'm realizing looking at this bowl of stars? They're not the stars, you are. That's been an Instagram reel trend for a really long while now, and I just realized that I could do that. Got him. Got him. Whee! Okay, I am going to take a quick photo before I raid so that I don't have to think about it so hard when I am trying to also talk to people. So we got a lot done today, you guys. We are freaking killing it. Okay, photo taken. Clean up these little pieces of paper. And then let's get a raid going. Go annoy Elena. If I can type. I think I typed correctly. There we go. Okay, so Elena lets people curse, but is generally more of a family-friendly vibe. So watch your languages, please. And be nice to her because she is just like seriously one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. Um, and I will see you back here to do more arts on Tuesday. I wouldn't expect anything less from you, Cassandora. So have a good day. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out and chatting and being nice to me. Thank you, Dream, for the 6 months of sub. That's incredible. Yeah, so take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves. And if you can't do that for yourselves, do it for me, please, because I love you and I think that you deserve nice things. That includes from yourself. So I will, here, I'm going to flip to the ending screen. So I will see you on Tuesday, if not before, in other realms. And I hope you all have a good time. Bye!